Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your special messages, what you need to know right now at this very moment. And these particular messages are also going to be relevant for the stage or for the period in between the 10th and the 26th of April 2020. So the special messages, what you need to know right now, are going to be rather relevant in between 10th and the actual 26th of April 2020. And of course, I'm going to start with a rather gorgeous and beautiful Aries. My beautiful Aries, you need to know at this moment in time that you are going through a rather important and very significant change. At the same time, I have to say to you that you need to remember to stay optimistic, and also you need to remember to you need to remember that you are going through an important change, and it's all about the actual adaptation. This is an important moment in time, my gorgeous Aries, as well. And also the compromise. There is going to be an important compromise you are going to need to make, but at the same time it's important to say that there is going to be a rather significant reconciliation that you will have. This is all going to be an important part of your process. There you go. You've got the Three of Cups, my gorgeous Aries. You've got a Three of Cups, which means there's something very important. It's also in this stage going to be confirmed to you. This confirmation will be very, very important indeed, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, now I'm just going to see what is your oracle card as well, my gorgeous Aries. What is your oracle card going to be? What is your oracle card going to reveal? What is your oracle card going to say? La 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 la. Transformation, my gorgeous Aries. It's going to be absolutely fine because you are going through an important transformation. Okay, so this transformation will be very significant because throughout this stage, throughout this period that I've mentioned, you're most certainly going to come to terms with an important stage in your life starting to unfold, but it's going to be quite beneficial for you. So this is going to be good because most certainly it is going to bring you an important motivation. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurus. My gorgeous Taurini, you're entering a very important stage and period of the actual peace and contentment. Maybe you were a little bit nervous, maybe you were a little bit stroppy, maybe you were a little bit uncertain of all these things together created like some kind of like energy that was maybe preventing you to move on. It was maybe like kind of lacking, the certain optimism and positivity, but and this was affecting your peace and contentment. And this is important to say because now you're entering a quite significant stage when it comes to this balance of energy finally returning to you, my gorgeous Taurinis. And it's so important because there is going to be the necessary support, some kind of support that is just going to mean to you so much. It's going to happen at the right moment, at the right time. But this support will be rather significant and important when it comes to people around you, when it comes to love, when it comes to emotions. I said when it comes to people around you, I'm referring to the people in your family. I'm referring to the people who are important to you. I'm referring to the people who mean to you so much. So it's just so a significant time as well for you. And also it is just going to be an important moment when it comes to some kind of a buying moment. You will want to buy something, or you will be just one step closer to buying something. But this is also just going to be so important for you because it's going to create a quite significant moment of the time when this is going to keep you going going and keep you going. It's just focusing on the certain part of you that you left behind, but it's to do with buying something, doing something, achieving something, you know, and that is just going to be rather highlighted stages at the same time for you, my gorgeous Taurinis, and it's actually going to be really, really good. But it's just going to be the way things are going to unfold. You know, your mind is going to be put to rest, and this is the both combination of emotional feelings that you are going to have when it comes to your personal planning as well. Okay, so your tarot card, oh, la, 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 beautiful. Your tarot card is the World. So it's important to say that you will feel very courageous. You will feel the beautiful return of energy, and this is going to mean to you so much. But this is also to do with like a bigger picture. Also, it's to do with everything, with things that have been maybe worrying you, and with the things that affected you more than you possibly thought. So therefore, your planning was affected. So there is something is just going to take place, and this is going to be amazing. It's going to mean to you so much when it comes to the whole world, but also just in particular, it is just going to kind of become an important stage when it comes to like the realization that you will be able to carry on with a certain process that had to stop for whichever reason. On another hand, I can say that you will have a really good accomplishment, you know, and it's going to surprise you, and this accomplishment is going to be important because it's going to boost your confidence, it's going to boost your power, it's going to bring you lots of beautiful energy, and it's also going to make you, it's going to help you to realize there's something really important. It's about to unfold to you, but it's just so much so to do also with what you were doing before, what you were focusing on before, and this is also going to be like a little bit of successful moment, successful time that you are going to have when it comes to your own accomplishment, but also when it comes to the stage and the period of your period in your life within the last even couple of years that you have been focusing on. So this is going to be the return of the energy, the return of the old you, which is just going to help you so much with your own manifestation, my gorgeous Taurinis. Indeed, this is a very important moment. At the moment, this is a very important time to just like kind of keep optimistic and just keep going. Indeed. Okay, stillness, stillness, stillness. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Through your own stillness, you're going to find out something very important, my gorgeous Taurinis. Very important message, very important realization, but also somebody from the spirit world will get in touch with you, and it's going to, that person from the spirit world is going to reassure you something, reassure you something, reassure you something, and it's just going to be so deep, so spiritual on so many different levels. You are going to reach a rather important, ridiculously strong and very powerful stage and level of your own subconsciousness. This is going to reflect on you so beautifully because it's going to expand you in so many ways, in so many directions. But in particular, you're going to get a message through your own meditation, through your own grounding. It depends how you're going to do this. You can just meditate while you're like on the bed, like la la la, or you can just meditate while you're somewhere lying on the grass. You can meditate while you're standing on the like a ground, you know, without your shoes, without your socks. You know, this is a beautiful moment of grounding. However, it's going to help you to reach your own beautiful, very high peaks of your own manifestation. But it's about that realization that I said already, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemini. Something very, my gorgeous Gemini, okay, something very intense is going to take place, you know, something rather intense in between you and somebody else. But this is just really good because it's just most certainly going to be a rather important moment when it comes to your own realization, when it comes to you reaching a certain peace. Through your own peace, you are going to reach a certain joy, and this is all about the inner peace that you are going to have, and the beginning of something very, 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 very super special. It's also going to take place in between you and somebody else as well. Very important moment in time, my gorgeous Gemininis, indeed. And you are going to come across someone and you're going to be unsure, like, oh my lord, shall I trust this person or not? Shall I trust this person or not? not? Shall I trust this person or not? You're going to have that moment of that uncertainty that is just going to take over, because you're very sensitive. There are a couple of you within you, so you're both going to be super sensitive indeed. But the answer to that question, my gorgeous Gemini, is that you can trust this person. You can trust this person. On another hand, just remember that you can always count on your friends. You will know exactly what I mean. This is an important moment for you to remember this particular stage that I already said. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is your what is your tarot card? What is your tarot card? What is your tarot tarot? What is your tarot card? Okay. La 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 la. Okay, there are 50,000 tarot cards that came out for Gemini, of course. Okay, what is your tarot card by gorgeous Gemini? What is your tarot? Oh, la 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 la. Very strong spiritual connection, my gorgeous Three of Coins, my gorgeous Geminis. This is a very strong spirituality, very strong spiritual connection you're going to have, you're going to possess, you're going to be, it's going to be available to you. But at the same time, this is going to reflect on your life, on your, people around you, on your emotions, on your family, but also it's what you're focusing on, what you're doing, what you're creating, what you're making, what you want to achieve. You know, this is going to be a wonderful moment, these 2 weeks, which is going to give you a boost of active energy, and you're going to benefit from this beautifully. Okay, and there is going to be the problem that you're going to be part of, like with the people around you, you know, people, and you are most certainly going to be very beneficial in order to solve that problem, because you will have the answer, my gorgeous Gemini. I told you you're going to be super spiritual indeed. So this oracle card, what is the oracle card going to reveal? For Gemini, solitude. You see what I mean? It's all about you benefiting from something quite powerful here. But this is going to happen as well overnight. There is some kind of very special moment going to happen to you at night, my gorgeous Geminis, in between this time that I said, in between the 10th and the 26th of April. An important moment. It's going to happen, and this means that you will have a very strong connection with your spirit guides and with your subconscious mind. But at the same time, something strange is going to take place, something bizarre. Perhaps something will fall down, perhaps the picture will fall, you know, perhaps like some kind of like a glass will fall off the table, maybe the candle is going to start flicking, maybe the lights are going to go on and off. You know, this is the sign that there is lots of like a spiritual activity, spiritual connection. So you are going to have a sign that there is a very strong spiritual connection at the same time. However this is going to happen, you will know. However this is going to happen, you will feel. But most important is to know and pay attention what was on your mind when that happened, what was on your mind when that took place. And you are going to have a very special meaning, very special realization here. This is going to be something absolutely remarkable, because it's going to help you to understand something that you couldn't understand before. And most certainly that is going to provide you with a shortcut, you know, with a beautiful spiritual shortcut that is going to come to you from somewhere rather sacred indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini, my gorgeous Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancer, you know, this is just so important for you as well, because I think it is just all about this optimistic feeling returning, which is just going to reflect on you so nicely, and you will realize how much you were kind of prevented to actually be yourself. But most importantly, what was the cause? But most importantly, with the fact and with realization that something that you were maybe thinking about about it in a negative way, it kind of blocked you from moving on. But the bottom line is the good news that is going to happen, manifest, and the things are going to be absolutely fine. This is very personal to you, my gorgeous Cancerini, and it's just something that kind of affected you, maybe without you even realizing, because your plans were affected, and that in itself had such an influence and impact on you, where you were like, oh, I don't know, but it's going to be absolutely fine. It's all about the actual fact that you're entering a period of an important stage when it comes to your personal happiness, and a rather important time when it comes to this beautiful energy that is just going to at the same time rejuvenate you. I want to say this to you, my gorgeous Cancerini. This is important to say, that the pieces will fall into place. The pieces will fall into place. This is what you need to remember, and this is going to come down. That murky water, that water that was full of waves, is just going to come down a little bit, and now the visibility is going to be incredible. So therefore you will be able to connect so much better. On one hand, there is one goal that is going to be achieved, but on another hand, there is a new goal that you're also going to that is also going to manifest at the same time, my gorgeous Cancerinis, and also what I quite like it, because there is an unexpected situation going to also kind of happen when it comes to some kind of money, some kind of finances. Something is going to turn out to be really good for you. So you are most certainly going to hear a very positive and very good news when it comes to your personal security, but when it comes to your finances, some kind of money, some kind of finances are going to be ready on their way to you, and that is just going to be so good, because it is just going to give you the sense of security and power, which is on another hand going to help you with your own fulfillment, which is just going to be rather beneficial for you, your energy and optimistic way of thinking. The optimistic mind and way of thinking is absolutely crucial at this moment in time, because by being fearful or by being negative, we can actually make ourselves quite ill. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Cancerini. Oh la la. You see the Magician. It is all about your power. It is all about who you are. It is all about you being you. Something very important is going to happen, but at the same time, something super important is going to take place, and it's just going to shake you up a little bit and remind you of who you are. Be you, do what you want to do, use your own power, use your own confidence in order to express yourself, because this is going to be an absolutely remarkable realization that you are going to have about how powerful you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, and just keep going and keep going and keep going, because something absolutely remarkable is going to take place for you, my gorgeous Cancerinis. The idea that is going to come just out of the blue, but then later on it's going to be like, ooh la la, rather vavavumish, and very important indeed. Okay, so your oracle card, my gorgeous Cancerini, your oracle card, okay, is courage. La 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 la. Courage is important for you, my gorgeous Cancerinis, because you're also going to come across someone, and the situation is just gonna make it like a little bit like, oh, I'm not too sure. You just have to remember that you're super powerful, and also don't be scared or don't think negative, because this is what it is. You will be under a little test, and you're just going to need a little bit of courage in order to respond, but it's going to be incredible. And as the more courage you are, the more important and more significant outcome is going to be there for you. Will come across the situation where you're going to be like, oh my lord, uncertain what to do, how to react, but just let it go. Follow your inner bliss, follow your intuition. You're going to be absolutely fine, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. Okay, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Leonis. My gorgeous Leos, my gorgeous Leonis. You have found yourself in a just slightly like a little bit an unusual situation. Maybe it's to do with like a certain things that have been happening, you know, outside. You know, it's a pretty difficult to ignore, but it's just also as important to stay as optimistic as possible, because I think my gorgeous Leonis, you were just affected a little bit by the fact that your personal balance was a little bit affected, and then that affected the other areas of your lives, which is just completely normal. And this is to do with the balance, and this is to do with the things that have been happening, but also that kind of messed up the view of your immediate future, the view with your immediate future planning. This is nothing unusual, and it's completely normal, but this is just because you want to make sure that you are doing the right things, and you want to make sure that you understand things that are happening around you at the same time. It is a very beautiful moment that you are going to have in this period, in this stage, my gorgeous Leonis, because it's all about the actual something that you have been waiting for to hear, something that you were waiting for to be aware of in order to kind of put your mind at ease, in order to put your mind at rest. This is a lot to do with what's happening around you, what's happening to you, but it's also to do with the fact that your personal planning was like kind of maybe affected in a certain way, and that affected your personal security, and naturally that affects your way of thinking. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Leonis, this is an important week of the actual rejuvenation, and I like it because you will be able to feel the energy. You will be able to feel this refresh energy, and the return of energy is going to reflect on you so beautifully. And you know what, my gorgeous Leonis, you also have a special number when it comes to you. Your number is number 7. Number 7 is your lucky number for this stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April, my baby, indeed. Number 7 is a highly powerful number, which means that it's a strong connection with your guardian angels, with your spirituality. Your third psychic eye is going to be like wide open, like ooh la la, and you're going to be receiving all sorts of messages. But that's very important because subconsciously you're going to be reassured when it comes to the certain stage that it's going to be absolutely fine, which is going to put you on a certain crossroads, but most certainly you will know that you will be aware of that you will be fine. You will be aware of the fact that you are going to be fine, and not only that, but you are going to end up with something extra, something additional, so you're not going to need to change things much. It's just basically taking your life on the next stage of this beautiful spiritual journey. I say beautiful spiritual journey because this stage, this particular period, it's actually going to indicate a major turning point in your lives, my gorgeous Leonis, but in a good way. In particular, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your security and power, confirmation and the realization at the same time, you see. And it's just so important because sometime in your life, not that long ago, certain things that you have been paying attention to, certain things that you have been doing, making and creating, now you're going to have a very strong outcome, which is going to be directly connected to this particular stage. The outcome in particular when it comes to the return of some kind of investments, but this is most likely to do like with the things that you were doing, whether these were like literally investments or it's just the things that you were like doing a lot when it comes to the investing of your energy. And now this is going to mark a wonderful return, which is going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, which is just going to be absolutely remarkable. And also I have to say, Leonis, listen to me very carefully. Okay, use this time to assess progress, okay, towards your goals. This is a very important time to use this time to assess progress towards your goals, okay. This is important because you are going to be able to come up with a plan, an important plan you are actually going to come up with, and you're going to surprise yourself, and this is nothing unusual. Just remember, number 7 is guiding you. Number 7 7 is a strong number. It's a powerful number. So it's also letting you know that your spirit guides and your guardian angels are going to be very close to you throughout this stage, and you will be feeling them. You will be feeling them in so many different ways. Okay, I'm just going to see what is your tarot card of the week. Bam 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 bam. Okay, my gorgeous Leonis, this is your tarot card. Oh, 10 of Swords. Look at this, look at this, look at this. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm glad that this is going to happen, which means an important stage, you know, something that was really worrying you, something like kind of like really prevented you to move on, you know, the things that have been happening and unfolding, you know, in the last like 2 or 3 months affected you in a certain way. But in particular now, this is going to also create a new starting point because it's coming to an end, okay? The stage of your life that was really worrying you regarding the current situation is slowly coming to an end. This is what 10 of Swords is. On one hand, you know, it's about a little bit of sadness, a little bit of worries, a little bit of distraction. But then on another hand, you're reaching the end of that as well. So this is also going to become an important stage when it comes to your own personal rebirth, you know. It needs to get a little bit worse in order to get better. This is most certainly an important stage, an important moment that is going to take place to you, my gorgeous Leonis, right at the beginning, at around the 11th and 12th of April. It needs to get a little bit worse in order to get better, which means that your worrying is actually going to like really shot up. Something is going to take place and that's going to get you worried, and it's going to open your eyes really widely. But my babies, you'll see so much more with your eyes wide open at the same time. Out of the darkness, there's a really beautiful light going to happen to you indeed at this stage. It's all going to be connected, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. So now I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I am going to see what is your oracle card. Oh, la 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 la. Do 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 do. Ah, my Lord. Okay, blessings. La 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 la. Blessings, blessings, blessings. This is exactly what I said, my gorgeous Leonis. You know what? Because the energy is going to seem so much better. The energy is going to seem so much lighter and so much more powerful. And at the same time, it is just going to hit you so beautifully and so nicely, because maybe this energy was dragging lately so slowly, so horribly, you know, in many different ways. So now you're about to receive your blessing. So this is nothing unusual. The energy shift is most certainly going to take place, and that's why I'm saying, if you can like kind of focus on things, doing things, what the next stage is going to be in your life, you know, just make sure that you have your mind open and keep going for it. Don't block yourself with anything that's happening around you, because you are about to have a very, very important blessings coming to you, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Virgolini, my gorgeous Virgos. You know, this is an important stage that you are going to have indeed. Something quiet, interesting, it's going to take place. And in particular, it is just going to be not that long ago. Somebody maybe said something to you, somebody maybe promised something to you, so something is going to be confirmed to you, that someone's promise, you know, it's actually going to come through, it's actually going to manifest, it's actually going to happen. This is going to be an important moment in your life, because it's at the same time going to be quite important stage when it comes to return of the focus. That is going to mean to you so much, because it's going to balance your energy by balancing your power, and that is also going to help you so much with your own personal personal illumination. You're also reaching an absolutely remarkable stage, my gorgeous Virgolinis, and I hope you understand. I think you must have been affected by all these energies lately quite a lot. So now this is all going to start changing at this moment in time. I say this is all going to start changing, but it's to do with you. It's to do with your optimism. It's to do with your energy. It's to do with your personal illumination. It's all going to start really looking and feeling so much better. The energy in general, you're going to be able to reflect from so beautifully, and that is in itself going to be an important stage, because you are going to hear a very, very powerful information. That powerful information that you're going to hear, it's going to help you with the realization, and that is also going to help you to connect certain dots together, and most certainly it is going to make sense, and most certainly it is going to bring optimism there where there was so much negativity, and most certainly it is to bring you the power and you know, through your own happiness, because most certainly it's about the light at the end of the tunnel, and about a very strong realization that you are going to be absolutely fine, and about a very strong realization that you are regaining your power. I'm not saying that you've lost your power, but I'm just saying that it was affected, in particular when it comes to all these earthly energies that have been changing like there is no tomorrow, full on recently. And as I said, you, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you can be affected quite a lot, in particular when it comes to you feeling tired, in particular when it comes to your energy in general. And when that affects you and you feel tired, then you just don't feel like you have enough energy in order to achieve as much as you would want to achieve. And my lord, that can affect you full on. That can affect you big time, because without you even realizing, you just kind of end up like maybe being as effective by achieving slightly less that you normally do. So this is all part of the very big and important picture that you are going to have, my gorgeous Virgolinis. And most importantly, it is the idea. You're also going to have the idea, and that idea is going to seem really beautifully wise, and it's just going to be so important. And let me just explain this, because this idea is going to be so wise and so important. But I say wise because if you think about it right now, about that particular thing, you would just be like, absolutely no way. But by the time you get this incredible stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April, you see, this is just good. This is why I say that the energy is going to be different, because you're also entering an important period and stage of contentment and optimism and happiness. I'm not saying that you were miserable. I'm not saying that you were sad, but I'm just saying that the energies around you was affecting you by making you kind of just a little bit like maybe a little bit slower. And then that in itself just kind of drain your energy and just kind of mess things up for you a little bit. So that's why I'm saying this is so important, such an important stage that you are going through when it comes to your own personal change, realization, adaptation, but also the idea, this idea that you are going to have is just going to be so incredible, because it's going to come from somewhere deep, it's going to come from somewhere different, and most certainly it's going to confirm something to you, but also important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, to just basically make sure that you also remember, you make sure that you follow what is on your mind as well throughout this time. This reading, Virgolinis, it's going to be from the 10th until the 26th of April. This stage will be very significant for you, my gorgeous Virgolini. But let me just tell you that in particular 11th of April, I know that 11th of April will be ridiculously important for you, because you will have a special message. You will have a very special message, and this message is going to come to you. It's going to travel to you in the most of the weirdest and in the most of the bizarrest ways ever, because it's going to come from somewhere else. It's going to come from somewhere different. It's going to come from a different dimension. It's going to come from a different power. And yes, it's going to be very sacred. Yes, it's going to be very amazing. Yes, it's going to be very incredible. But most important is that it's going to seem like it's from somewhere else. So perhaps also you need to watch like for this very strong strong energy on the 11th of April, like when the lights are flicking, when you know that the spirits are around. If something falls off, if you see like a little feather, this is how you will know. There's going to be like a strange moment you will have. At the same time, you will have a very strange, you will be the part of the strange dimension, and that in itself, it will let you know straight away to be prepared, because something very soon after, it's going to be required from you, it will be needed from you, but also at the same time the understanding from you that you need to have a courage. You need to have a courage, and your self-esteem is going to be absolutely everything. All you need to do is just have a courage and go for it, because you're going to be like kind of like uncertain whether you should do it or not. But I'm just telling you to go for it, because something else is along the line going to be revealed to you. This is an absolutely remarkable stage, very beautiful, very powerful. So this is what the 11th of April is going to reveal to you. And also on another hand, you will know why you were patient. You were patient. You didn't act the way you could have acted when it comes to so many things in your life, and you weren't too sure why did you do it or why you didn't do it. So now this is why you've been patient so far. It's going to be revealed to you. Something is going to happen, and it's going to come directly from your guardian angel. It's going to come directly from your spirit guide, and the message and realization you're going to have, it's going to seem absolutely incredible. On one hand, it's to do with a new option, new opportunity, but on another hand, it's also going to let you know and make sure you understand that a certain stage of your life is slowly coming to an end, but it's important to make an action. It's important to go for it, because you are going to do the right thing, but at the same time, you're going to release yourself from all the times that you felt like kind of like that you couldn't be yourself, or you couldn't do things because you weren't doing in the right way. So this is just part of the really big picture, and it's very, very important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. Okay, so your oracle card, my gorgeous Virgolini, is oh, la, 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 la. This is about the light at the end of the tunnel, my gorgeous Virgolinis. It's important because you are entering a stage and a period of a beautiful happiness and positive realizations, you know. And this is all about things starting to get together, things slowly starting to come together. This is going to mean to you so much, because it's the beginning of the happiness again. It's the beginning of the optimism again. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you are miserable or anything, but you will realize and understand once you get there, and once you reach this incredible energy and dimension, how powerful and how highly illuminated time this is actually going to be. Well, my gorgeous Virgolinis, there you go. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra, 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 Libra. Do you know what? This is, oh my Lord, you know, it's just all about your personal rebirth. This, I knew that I need to do these messages because they're so important. Right at this moment in time, people are kind of maybe just a little bit lost, you know, people are uncertain, you know, our lives have been affected in many different ways. So of course that when it comes to us, naturally we worry, and also naturally we wonder, you know, when it comes to you, my gorgeous Libra, you're very deep, you're very amazing, you're very powerful, and you're very spiritual, and you weigh things, you know, subconsciously you're thinking about things and you're reflecting them in so many different ways, and the scale comes to do two things, you know, so you're just holding your balance. So you come up with something, then you need to kind of inspect that again until you get that balance right. So this is nothing unusual for you, my gorgeous Libra. So you were kind of like worrying, maybe you know, you were thrown out of the balance a little bit, you know, within the last like a few weeks, you know, even the last month and a half, you were thrown out of balance a little bit. But now I want to say that this is an important moment in time, because you are actually going to come to terms with something, but that is going going to require from you to open your heart. And it is just so much so to do with you and your past and something that you used to do, like in your past. It's a very important stage when your heart is going to be really wide open, but that balance is also going to invite the old you in. It's so important. Just the other day I posted this like a daily mantra, daily affirmation, how significant and super important is to just keep on nurturing that child within us. Keep on being child and keep on being happy. I'm not saying that you were sad or negative or anything like that, but this time it's going to be more relevant than anything, more relevant than ever, in order to keep on nurturing your own child through your own past. But the good past, the positive past, your childhood, you will come to terms with something, but you're also going to discover something very important. This very important discovery that you're going to have, my gorgeous Libra, in between 10th and the 26th of April, it's going to be remarkable, because it's also going to be an important moment in time when it comes to the actual certain issue that you were worrying about, certain issue that you were like completely negative about, and the certain issue that was like kind of scaring you because it was affecting your planning, and in particular it's just kind of like a changed things when it comes to your future a little bit. You know, I really like this because it's all about the actual entering a stage which is going to be very positive for you, entering a stage which is going to be very peaceful, and entering a stage which is going to be very contained at the same time. You know what, you're going to find yourself in an important stage, you know, and it's going to be at an important stage, at an important level, and this will be very, very important for you because it's all about your power, which is just going to enhance your energy, which is going to enhance your creativity, and through your own creativity you're going to find yourself being rather busy, and that busyness is going to help you realize, and not only you've got even more resources that you can possibly have in order to move on and to do something that you were kind of keep on leaving behind, but it's also going to help you realize the whole new promise, the promise which is just going to at the same time going to become an important stage of your own personal process, personal rebirth. And on another hand, it's to do with a wake-up call. This is an important stage, my gorgeous Libra, also for some kind of invocation or some kind of little mini ritual that you would want to have, because it's going to be a very strong connection in between you and in between the universe, but also in particular when it comes to planning, in particular when it comes to manifestation, in particular when it comes to holding that balance of positivity. Make sure that you're holding your balance of the actual positivity, in particular before you go to sleep. Very important, in particular before you go to sleep, throughout this stage and throughout this period, because that way you're going to release your subconscious mind, you're going to make it very powerful. And on another hand, it's also going to help you to reflect on a quad stage of an important stage of your life that is going to need to be highlighted, that it's actually going to be needed to be highlighted. It's going to surprise you a little bit, but you're going to be redirected. You're going to be redirected to the stage of your life that you wouldn't currently notice, because the self-illumination was not as strong, the self-illumination was not as powerful, and this self-illumination is so strong and powerful only at the sacred times of our lives. And this is why I say to you, my gorgeous Libra, just make sure that you go to sleep with an optimistic mind, to be optimistic, but also at the same time you can send a little messages to the universe, to your God, to your guardian angels, by asking a certain questions, not too many, one or two, you know, and then you're gonna be able to get hold of the informations in a completely different way, and it's going to be very deep, it's going to be very spiritual, and it's going to be very powerful, but at the same time something quite significant is going to be revealed to you, so you will know what to pay attention to, and that is going to surprise you a little bit, but it's going to be brilliant, because you're going to realize something about yourself, and that in itself is just going to become like a little spiritual seed that is going to go a long way. In fact, when it comes to your tarot card, my gorgeous Libra, Okay, in fact, the 21st of April, you see, it is just, look at this, the 21st of April, a big problem will come to an end, something that was giving you sleepless nights, something that was making you angry, something that was making you uncertain, and it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good, and it's also to do with a certain idea and reconciliation at the same time. Okay, but I'm sorry, I just burped, sorry. This will be good. This will be really good, okay? On another hand, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to your oracle card, my gorgeous Libra, when it comes to your oracle, look at this, you know, you're gonna find yourself like also being quite wondrous. You're gonna find yourself being very explorative, and that means also very important stage when it comes to the return of energy and the optimism, and you're gonna have loads of energies, and you're gonna do something that is going to be quite unusual, Libra. You're gonna do something in this stage in between 10th and 26th of April. You're gonna do something that is going to be quite different, and that is also going to be direct result of this kind of like a really unusual situation that you are going to find yourself in. But that unusual situation, it's also going to be crucial for you when it comes to some kind of inspiration. So through actual moment in time where you don't think about something and you don't focus on many things really in general, you see, while you're wondering and thinking about something, this is also going to provide you with a moment that is going to require from you to act in a certain way, and that in itself is going to reveal something absolutely vavavoom-ish to you, and it's to do with inspiration, an important inspiration and the way out of the situation that no longer serves you. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Scorpione. My gorgeous Scorpione, ooh la la, this is the time. Oh my God, I knew it, I needed to do the readings for this because it's the time when the energy is going to pick up a little bit. And this is also so much so connected to the actual vibrational energy, the powerful vibrational energy around the world that is going to enhance us. It is going to enhance our power because we are all one. And this is why this is going to be an important stage, my gorgeous Scorpionic. You know what? I want to say to you that in between the 10th and the 26th of April, this will be a very, very, very powerful stage for you, my gorgeous Scorpionis, because this is all about the growth and the personal power. The growth and the personal power, which means that you are reaching a quiet, important stage here, which is just going to be followed not long after with an important jump, an important moment that you are going to have. So maybe you were worrying about something, but it's just going to really happen very quickly. You know, the stage of your life is actually going to unfold in front of your own very eyes, much sooner, much quicker, and most certainly it's going to provide you and indicate growth and the personal power, and that is going to be absolutely remarkable because you will know what to do with the problem that was creating like a huge issue to you for the last 4 months. And most certainly it's all about that conclusion that is just also at the same time going to help you so much, and it's just everything is just going to start making sense. You are going to be tested a little bit. You will come across the situation within this time, within this period where something is going to be asked. You're going to be asked something, but then you will just not think that you are quite ready. But this is good. This is important, and it's really significant when it comes to your personal progress and process. Just remember, have a courage, because the more courage you have, the more powerful you will be. The more courage you have, the more growth, personal growth at the same time you're going to have and you're going to achieve, my gorgeous Scorpione, because you're going to be tested, but in a good way. Don't just say, oh no, I'm going to be tested. No, baby, no. This will be a good test. There are two amazing things that are going to come out of it. Two amazing options, two amazing realizations, two amazing ideas, which is at the same time going to be an integral part, an important part of your own activation, because it's going to boost your confidence, it's going to boost your power, and my lord, you will realize this is exactly what you needed in order to keep going. Open your eyes and just go, 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 my gorgeous Scorpione. It's important because it's also it's important because you're going to embark of an adventure, of a little adventure that means to you so much, that it's important to you, but it's an adventure when it comes to your own realization. And then once you do that, once you go for it, once you start thinking about it, it's just almost like it's going to take you like all over the place. That's why I say an adventure, not necessarily an adventure, out there, but I'm just saying that it's an adventure just when it comes to your own mind, because this is going to penetrate your mind like nothing else ever, and it's also going to make sense to you. Very, very important, because it's just like you're gonna also make a decision. This time it's an important, because you're gonna make a decision, and it's just all very significant for me to say that you need to act decisively. Just remember, Scorpione, do not be like, oh, I'm not sure. You need to act decisively, because even if it seems like, oh, I'm not sure what to do, where to go, which direction to go, it doesn't matter. You are going to end up with two options instead of like bringing yourself down and not even going for it, because sometimes things are not what they seem that they are. So most certainly this is going to be something that is going to surprise you at the same time, okay? And also you need to just make sure to understand that an important stage when it comes to your progress, when it comes to the actual ideas, okay? An important idea you will have, but you will know that you're gonna have to commit all of your energy to actual new projects. This time it's super important to commit all your energy for the new projects, and you will see exactly what I mean, my gorgeous Scorpione. Okay, so I'm just gonna shuffle these cards and I will see what is your tarot card. Oh, Page of Swords, my gorgeous Scorpione. It's Page of Swords. You are getting a well-balanced energy, a well-important energy. Your sharpness is about to return, but at the same time, you need to know that this is an important progress when it comes to your life, when it comes to your own spirituality, because, my Lord, I hope you understand that this stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April is going to be remarkable when it comes to your own personal transformation, because at the same time something is going to be unfold to you, but also it's about the actual new beginning, because you are reaching a significant stage of your own completion. This is all going to be very important. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Scorpione, your oracle card of the week. Oh, you see what I mean? You're gonna have a little baby angel with you throughout. Look at this, it's saying success, but at the same time you will possess like the certain powers, my gorgeous Scorpione, in particular when it comes to making decisions, in particular when it comes to being brave, in particular when it comes to being strong, in particular when it comes to like having a necessary amount of self-esteem and courage in order to like really see things through for what they are without ignoring the fear. This is an important time if your own success. Also when it comes to some kind of like a dealings or negotiations or anything like that, just go for it. This time will be incredible when it comes to problem solving, because one problem is going to come to an end, and this problem was really affecting you so much, not only in the last couple of months, but in the last like about 9 or 10 months. It's going to help you to make a decision along the way, like a really huge decision later on, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarius, this is for the stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April 2020. I have to say to you that there is an important progress and process that you are going to start, and that progress and process that you are going to start from the 10th until the 26th of April, from this stage, it's going to take an additional 8 weeks. Okay, so there is an absolutely remarkable stage that you are going to have, my gorgeous Sagittarinis, and this is going to be the beginning of the progress, when you're going to plant a little seed, spiritual seed, when it comes to starting something very important and very significant and very life-changing when it comes to your life, that is going to surprise you, because it's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to seem like nothing, but it's going to be absolutely huge moment that is going to happen and unfold, and it's going to take the next 8 weeks. Within the next 8 weeks, then 8 weeks later, this is going to take the whole new stage. Very, very important, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Oh, sorry, I just burped, sorry. Terrible, terrible, terrible. On another hand, okay, I want to say to you that you're going to find yourself being just a little bit touched, just a little bit confused. You're going to find yourself being on like a little bit of a crossroads in your life, okay? And also, I want to say to you, when you find yourself on a little crossroads in between the 10th and the 26th of April, I want to say to you that you must take action to resolve the problem, to resolve the issue. You must take action to resolve the problem and to resolve the issue, in particular in between 10th and the 26th of April, because you will be able to do so much more. You will be able to achieve so much more. You will be able to expand your subconscious mind to all sorts of directions, to all sorts of dimensions. Whether you believe this or not, it's important, because it's going to bring you promise and the creativity that you didn't feel and you didn't have in a while. And that, on another hand, is becoming, and it's coming directly from a clear focus. And that in itself, it's going to help you so much to move quickly, okay? To move quickly with an opportunity. There is an opportunity that you are going to have, that you're going to gain, that you're going to become a part of throughout this process. This is going to lead towards an opportunity. So just remember, you need to move quickly and go for it. With another word, Sagittarini, any problem you have in between this stage, do not leave it behind. Go for it. It's important for you to cut it right through, okay? It's very, very important to cut it right through by actually paying attention to it and by solving it. Very, very important. I can't even explain how important this is going to be, but at the same time, just make sure that you stay committed to the task at hand, because the energy is going to be like rather wondrous. So you will be wondering quite a lot. There's a lot going to be happening and going on. So that's why I'm saying it's important to stay committed to the task at hand, okay? Do you know what else I was going to say to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini? There is going to be a careful planning that you're going to have. You're going to need to plan something as well, but it's going to seem like, oh no, this is so easy. But I just want to say to you, just don't rush with anything when it comes to, in particular, when it comes to like a little planning, you know. If it comes to the certain planning, then it's all about the careful planning is important, okay? But you just need to remember that you must make sure it doesn't slow you down. So careful planning is important, but you just need to make sure it doesn't slow you down, okay? Also, you're going to clarify your goal. There is an important goal that you're going to clarify at the same time, I go to Sagittarini, but also it's about the actual goal and priorities, you know, the goal and the priorities that you're going to need to set at the same time. Very important, but it's also going to reveal so much at the same time. Let me tell you something else, my gorgeous Sagittarini, an important information. This is good. This stage is going to bring you an important, very, very important information, and this is going to be with to do with like a process and the swift movement and change. Okay, very important moment in time. So now your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is Oh, strength. La 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 la. Control over situation. This is how it's going to feel, because the energy is going to be completely different. The energy is going to be crystal clear and very powerful, and that in itself is going to reflect on you in so beautifully, and you will find out something quite important about the next stage of your life. Something is going to make sense to you, but at the same time it's all about the control over situation, that you are going to have courage, strength and power. Okay, very, very important moment, very important time. Okay, so your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is focus, focus and focus. The focus is returning, but also at the same time, through your own focus, in particular in between the 23rd, 24th, 25th and 26th of April, something is going to take place, something is going to happen. Something important, and it's going to activate you, and you're going to feel like you haven't felt in a long time, but pretty much so. It's going to bring you an absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing focus. This focus you can read like your power. You will see exactly what I mean. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornus. Pam, 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 pam. Capricornus, dun, 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 dun. Capricornus, dun, 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 dun. I like it, my gorgeous Capricornus, you know, because it's all about the getting into the new dimension. You know, when it comes to someone scrutinizing in your life, somebody that was actually taking just some kind of energy from you, somebody that wasn't meant to be around you, whether this is the person around you physically or whether this is the person who is actually kind of like becoming the part of the certain obstacle. However you experience this, however this is going to happen and unfold, the certain scrutinizing person and the situation is going to come to an end. The certain scrutinizing person and the situation is going to come to an end, my gorgeous Capricornians, and this it's going to make you feel so happy. This is going to make you feel excited, ecstatic, if even I can say, and it's going to open your eyes. On one hand, a massive confirmation, but on another hand, an inspiration, new prospect, brightness, almost like an ecstasy feeling that you are going to have. And this is how much you were actually affected by a lot that was going on and a lot that was happening, not only from the outside world. It's pretty much so difficult. I'll say outside, look at this, my God, it's pretty much difficult to ignore the situation and the energy on the outside that is surrounding us. It's us, it's who we are. So we either benefit from the energy around us, or we are either confused by it, or we are either optimistic, or we are either negative. However, this is all going to become the part of like a really important stage and the point that you are going to have, my gorgeous Capricornians, because it's not only about this negative energy shifting finally, but it's all about the actual focus returning through your own personal magnetism. You know, you will feel your magnetism very strong, and you're going to do something very important when it comes to the courage, when it comes to the next step, and when it also comes to like being very much so a part of the realization when it comes to some kind of new idea, but also when it comes to unlimited possibilities, but also when you know that the time is right to actually move on. It's important to say that this time in between the 10th and the 26th of April, my gorgeous Capricornus, is not only going to bring us a personal magnetism, which is going to be very high, but it's also going to bring you an accomplishment through your own success. Now, this is going to be something that it's also going to benefit, it's going to bring you such a beautiful benefit in so many different ways, because you will kind of know what to do. You are going to find yourself on a crossroads, but most certainly there's are 3 important things that you're going to be thinking about, 3 important things that you're going to be doubting about, but all 3 things are going to be absolutely fantastic and very significant when it comes to you and your personal progress. So even if it seems like, oh my God, I'm not too sure, all these 3 things are going to be quite equally, again, equally important for you. You will know when you receive an important news in the form of a message. You will know when exactly this is going to take place. And also, on another hand, I need you to remember that there is going to be the time where you are actually going to go through the certain stage, you know, when it comes to improving your life, and there is going to be a little bit of confidence that you're going to feel as well, that you are lacking. An important situation is going to take place, which is going to require from you to respond in a certain way. But you just have to remember that it's all at the same time. There is going to be some kind of confusion going on, and that confusion is also going to kind of make you aware of other things, which is going to take your not consciousness away, which is going to take your attention away. The bottom line is stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. This is going to be the way out. This is not only going to be the way out, but it's also going to provide you with a resolution. It's going to provide you with an option. It's going to provide you with an opportunity. It's going to reveal a whole new path for you. But you just need to remember that you need to stay true to yourself. As I said, maybe the situation that you are going to have at some point, like throughout this time, is just going to kind of like, you see, it's going to happen at the moment in time when you're going to be uncertain, which is going to take your attention away. All I want to say to you, my gorgeous Capricorn, is to stay true to yourself, okay? Because you're going to be under a little test. And that test is also going to make you become like, oh my God, I'm not too sure. Oh, no, just keep going, my gorgeous Capricornians. Just keep going. You're going to be absolutely fine. You are going to go to the certain test, and it's important. Sorry, I just changed the tone of my voice, but you will become through an important test. And I know that this is going to make you feel like uncertain, uneasy, maybe a little bit like, oh no, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. No, baby, no, just keep going and keep going and keep going. What is actually happening, it's going to indicate you at the same time a major turning point in your life. But before the major turning point happens in your life, and it's going to be big, it's going to be huge, it's going to be positive, before that you're going to have like a little bit of warning, which is going to confuse you. And I just have to say to you, just keep going and keep going and keep going, because that is going to be the latest test that you're going to have, but an important test when it comes to your personal progress, okay? And also you know, I really like this, because this stage is going to mark an important stage, not only of a wonderful and vibrant and important energy. You will see it's going to be very healing in many different ways, my gorgeous Capricornians. But at the same time, this is going to mark the stage of contentment and joy, positivity and joy. And this is important because also something that you were doubting about, you know, it's just going to return, and it's going to kind of like make you realize, oh my God, it makes sense. Something that you were doubting about in your past shall return with the peak of this incredible energy, and that doubt that you had is going to make sense, and it's going to provide you with the realization, and it's going to be an important part of your future when it comes to your personal growth. Very, very important stage, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. Okay? And when it comes to some kind of education or a study, some kind of successful completion as well, it's going to take place, which means that when it comes to your personal learning progress or process. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Capricornians. Capricornians. Oh Lord. Capricornians. Bam, bam, bam. What is your tarot card of the week? No, it's not a week. Two of Swords. Well, here you go. There you go. Two of Swords. Look, you are having an important balance. The balance will be very impactful in many different ways, okay? An important stage, an important balance. It's also going to make sense. It's going to help you to make sense out of like a very confusing situation, very confusing realization that kind of put lots of darkness around you, but most importantly, like without you even realizing it was restraining you so much. So this is also going to become an important time where you're going to realize, wow, thank God, you know, you will realize how much was something actually affecting you. And it's all about realizing where you were restrained, changing things a little bit, but also giving yourself, you know, a room to fly around, because most certainly this is going to grow your wings. You know, this is how it feels, you know, when you realize that a certain stage karmically slowly comes to an end, and it's just dragging and it's dragging and it's dragging, and it's just natural on us just to realize, you know, and just have a slightly different attitude about, slightly different opinion about it. Changes the whole dimension, but also at the same time it's going to provide you with a direction. It's going to make sense, but it's brilliant, okay? It's going to put a big smile on your face. And also someone very important to you is going to tell you a good news. A person close to you, very close to you, is going to tell you good news. Your oracle card of the, I'm keep on saying of the week, but, you know, of the time. Your oracle card, my gorgeous Capricorn. Look at this. You see, a little part of your life it's going to require to make an action. Okay, it's going to require to make an action, something that you've left behind not that long ago, certain part of your life, you know. It's just basically going to require from you to pay attention to it, but also to make an action. So you're going to kind of find yourself at some moment in this time, like where you're going to be thinking, you're going to be maybe meditating, chilling out, relaxing a little bit, and then it's just going to cross your mind, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then you're going to say to yourself again, like, oh no, I can do this later. No, baby, no, time to take action. You will know what this is. You will be able to connect the dots, trust me. Okay? So now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Aquarius, Aquamarini. Finally, the water is going to start becoming rather crystal clear. The water that you are swimming through, the water that you are swimming in, you will find, I know this sounds really bizarre, my gorgeous Aquamarini, but you're going to find water rather spiritual. Water will be very spiritual for you throughout this time, to rejuvenate yourself, to connect when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your meditation, when it comes to your personal powers. I know it sounds really weird, but the water will be activating you in so many different ways, whether this is outside by the lake, whether this is by the outside by the river, whether this is like somewhere by the sea, whether this is even in your own bath. You know, you're relaxing, you're still part of this energy, you're still part of this power, you're still part of this vibration, you're still part of this dimension. It's going to rejuvenate you so much, but it's also going to help you to connect with yourself, within yourself, on a much higher levels. You're gonna realize something is like not as bad as what it is, and most importantly, you will realize that something is not as far as you thought. Something that is really far, it's going to be much closer to you that you could have possibly imagined. But this is really good, and it's really important when it comes to your personal journey, when it comes to your life, and when it comes to your personal power, because it's going to require from you to make a certain and necessary changes. But this will be good because it's also going to provide you with a light at the end of the tunnel, but most importantly with the promise there where you didn't think that you would have promised. So it's not only about something happening much sooner, much earlier. So it's about the promise that you're going to have at the same time, and the wake-up call as as well. It is very important to connect and try to reconnect with the nature throughout the water, with the water and things like that, because this is going to activate you in so many different ways, and it's also going to boost your radiance. On another hand, my gorgeous aquamarine, this stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April, it's important because it's going to be quite significant when it comes to the certain reconnection. One particular important reconnection, it's going to take place. Not necessarily, no, my boyfriend, my ex-girlfriend, no, baby, no. An important reconnection, it's going to take place. This reconnection will be who you are. This reconnection is a strong and very important and a powerful part of you, and you are also going to make a quite significant decision, and that decision at the same time, without you realizing, it's going to plant a seed. This is going to be a highly powerful time when it comes to planting seeds, and it's going to take an additional 6 weeks, for this to take off, for this to go on the whole next stage, whole next level. So believe me or not, this is an important stage of your personal invocation, power, and manifestation as well. Like, ooh la la, you're entering also an absolutely mind-blowing stage of contentment and peace instead of the negativity and worry and maybe stress a little bit. And this is also going to be so much to do with who you are and with your passion, because you're going to find yourself working on yourself quite a lot. But this is important because it's going to help you later on when it comes to the inspiration that it's actually going to come out of it, and it's going to help you to brush up on who you are, what you want to do, and what you want to do next, because there are going to be a couple of little changes that you're gonna kind of feel attracted to, but these changes are really good, and they're most certainly coming from your spirit evolving to a very high level. Something very strange is going to happen to you, something very unusual at around the mid-time. I would say at around the 17th, 18th, and 19th of April are going to be quite important day when you're going to get a spiritual connection with the spirit, somebody from the other world, somebody from a different world, somebody from the spirit world. It's going to leave a sign for you. It's going to guide you by leaving you a sign, by letting you know that it's time to move on. But at the same time, something is going to be confirmed to you when it comes to your way of thinking, when it comes to your vibration, when it comes to your personal power. This is all going to be growing, because you will know that not that long ago you made the right decision, and this is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing confirmation that you are going to have, my gorgeous aquamarine. Okay. On another hand, this is an absolutely remarkable time when it comes to the personal, breakthrough through your own personal projects, and a remarkable time when it comes to your own personal progress, and the breakthrough through your own things that you have been doing, and also intellectual projects and things like that. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Aquamarines, you have got an important stage here. Not only emotionally, you're going to be so fulfilled, you're going to feel so good, okay? This is going to bring it a whole new balance. But on another hand, it is just about the life mission. This time, I don't even know how to explain how important this is in between 10th and the 26th of April. It's about you. It's about who you are. It's about what you need to do. And it's about your life mission. Something is going to be highlighted when it comes to your life mission, but I'm raising my voice because it's going to be important. It's going to be really significant. I'm getting that energy already, that vibration that you're going to have. So it's most certainly, this is going to be really, really important. Your life's mission direction will become absolutely highlighted when it comes to you. Something is going to become clear. So most certainly the ability to preserve will be absolutely crucial during this period. The ability to preserve will be absolutely crucial during this period indeed. Okay. And also and also there is a problem that you will need to deal with, and it's just very complex, it's very deep, it's to do with you, it's to do with your life, it's to do with like doing things in the right way. So think of the problems like an opportunity for change. Think of a problem like opportunity for change. Think of the problem like an opportunity for change, because you're going to come across with a certain problem that is very thick, you know, like a thick door, and it's like dealing with it, and in this particular way you're also knocking to this door as well, and by the time you finish, the door are going to be open, and what is going to be revealed to you is going to be mind-blowing. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, tarot cards, my gorgeous Aquamarini. La 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 la. Ten of Cups, how beautiful, how wonderful, how powerful, how significant. It's what I said. You're reaching an important stage of your contentment, an important stage of your life. You will be able to prove something to yourself when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your family, when it comes to your life. But you're also going to be able to prove an important, huge, massive point to other people as well. You know, nothing necessarily negative or bad or anything like that. But this is an absolutely remarkable stage when it comes to people in your life, when it comes to connections. Something quite significant is going to take place, but also you are going to come to terms with something quite important, and you will know that this is going to be the time when the big change is going to start happening, but it's going to require from you to make a certain input. It's important because you're going to be praised by the right people in your family, and that's going to mean so much to you, or by the right people around you. The greatest honor ever. But I just want to say this is an absolutely remarkable stage when it comes to great happiness and positive energy and positive events that you are going to have as well. This is going to mean to you so much on so many different levels, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Okay, so your oracle card is oh, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It's transformation, my gorgeous Aquamarinis. I'm so happy to actually have reading like this, because some kind of reading like this is revealing to me so many other things at the same time. By doing this reading, I actually can know already how things are going to unfold when it comes to like a certain uncertainties when it comes to the world and things around us. This is all important, and we are part of it. We are part of this connection. We are part of this energy. Let me tell you something, my gorgeous Aquamarini, whether you understand this or not, the stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April is going to be absolutely crucial when it comes to your personal transformation. Absolutely huge. It's a lot to do with the breaching and reaching for a very important stage in your life, but at the same time you're going to be able to realize so much around you, so much about you that you needed pretty much so in order to move on. It's all about regaining your own power, which is at the same time going to bring you promise, and it's going to help you out so much to work on a certain mistake that you did not that long ago, that you made not that long ago, and it's just going to, instead of bringing you down, it's going to boost your creativity. By boosting your creativity, you are also going to have your own wake-up call, but most certainly it's about your own personal transformation and power, which is going to be very much so highlighted. The power of your manifestation will be very strong, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Pisces. My gorgeous Pisces, you see, it is just basically, you will be part of the progress. You will be part of the process where you're going to need to step up. You're going to need to remember that you're going to be absolutely fine, but also you're going to need to remember that it's not about this progress, that it's not about the process as much as being being part of the competition, but giving 1000% out of yourself. This stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April, you're really going to be under a few little tests, my gorgeous Pisces, and in particular, there are going to be 4 tests that you are going to have. But these are brilliant tests. These are amazing tests, and they're going to happen when you least expected indeed. But these tests are going to happen in such a way where you're going to surprise yourself the way you feel according to certain things and according to certain outcomes. But at the same time, this is going to provide you with the realization that you actually changed in the last couple of months. But this is important because this is about a sacred change, about an important change, about a very significant change, which is just going to help you not only to make a quite significant decision, but it's also a quite powerful process of your personal progress when it comes to your own spirituality. And this is why in this stage you will be tested in such a way where you're going to need to listen to your instincts. You're going to need to listen to your gut. It's very important that your third psychic eye is going to be rather open, which means that you're going to surprise yourself what you're going to be connected to and the direction that you're going to be provided by at the same time. But this is also means that you're spiritually evolving. So you're going to start kind of feeling attracted to things that you haven't been attracted to before when it comes to the personal, when it comes to the new directions in your life, new dimensions, which is on another hand going to push you forward with having a courage, by having a more courage, by having a self-esteem at the same time, which is also going to surprise you. Where the bottom line is, my gorgeous Pisces, basically whatever you come up with within this stage, within this period, you need to investigate, you need to go for. It's important because it's just going to show something to you, and it's going to reveal something to you when it comes to a rather challenging situation, which is just going to arise at around the 25th and the 26th of April in particular. Very important challenging situation, and all you need to do to stay on top of it, just think about the harmony, think about what you want to do, and be very optimistic. As more optimistic you are, the more powerful you are going to be. The more optimistic you are, the more flexibility, change and adaptation you are going to become aware of. This is all about the change, flexibility and adaptation. These 3 things are going to be very important when it comes to your personal progress, my gorgeous Pisces, but at the same time, it's basically about the fact that you're receiving your sync back, the energy, you and somebody else, you and people in your life, you and people around you. I say like a people in your family, I said like your family members, your partners, your lovers. This is an important moment in time when it comes to your personal situation. But also on another hand, a certain negativity, what you were worrying about, a certain trouble, is slowly coming to an end, my gorgeous Pisces. You see, it's very important. But on another hand, just be very, very aware of the fact that your magnetism is going to be strong throughout. Your magnetism, your personal magnetism is going to be strong throughout this time, and it's also basically going to provide you with a moment at around the in between, somewhere like 17th and April, 18th of April. It's going to bring you a moment when you're going to realize, oh my God, I can't believe that things are working out for me like this. I can't believe that this is actually going to happen. So the bottom line is, like, something that you thought that is going to be really negative and low and bad, something that you were worrying about, it's actually going to turn out to be completely different. And in fact, it's going to provide you with the 2 different options. The bottom line is that this stage and in this period is going to show you the growth. It's going to provide you with the realization of your own personal growth. And this is how you're going to feel it, because you're going to start feeling attracted to things that you haven't been attracted to before, in particular when it comes to new paths, in particular when it comes to new journeys, in particular when it comes to like taking care of your home, in particular when it comes to the way you do things. You will want to start changing things. You will want to start testing things. You will want to start trying new things. And this is nothing unusual. This is the reflection of the actual personal power and change that you are going through, and it's all about the significant growth that you're actually going to have. You are going to embark on some kind of like a very a personal adventure through this, and this is going to be so powerful, because it's also going to help you to make a decision. It's going to help you to make a decision, but also I have to say that you have to remember, research carefully before making decisions. This is something that I want to say to you. Research carefully at the same time before making decision, because this is all part of the whole picture. This is all part of the huge picture, and it's also at the same time going to help you to reconnect with your past and to bring a missing puzzle. By the time the missing puzzle returns into your life with all these feelings and something is going to be revealed to you, and that is going to be direct impact on you making an important decision when it comes to your future planning. You are going to make an absolutely mind-blowing decision here, but it's not even going to seem so big, so huge, because it's going to come through as in your thinking, as in your kind of focus, but it's just also at the same time, without you even realizing, you're going to plant a spiritual seed. Exactly 7 weeks later, this is actually going to take place. Within these 7 weeks from now until then, from this time until then, this is all going to be the part of the progress and process. But I just want to say how powerful this time is going to be when it comes to your personal development and unfoldment and your spiritual journey and your karma, because you're going to make a decision. You're going to go for the certain option without you even realizing, and it's going to be huge, because at the same time you're going to plant this spiritual seed. You might not even realize this. This is how powerful this is going to be. It's going to seem like really tiny, but it's actually going to end up being massive. It's going to end up being huge, and it's most certainly going to be having wake up call. What is your wake up call going to be, my gorgeous Pisces? What is your wake up call going to be, my gorgeous Pisces? At the same time, the wake up call that you are going to have at around the end of the 25th and the 26th of April, at the same time, that wake-up call is directly going to be connected to you making an important decision when it comes to some kind of conclusion, and that in itself is going to inspire you in so many different ways. This is an absolutely remarkable stage, my gorgeous Pisces, to try to maybe smudge your home, take like a little bit of, because you're going to be quite spiritual, so you're going to be picking up quite a lot, so you can maybe take a dry sage, burn it a little bit, baby, burn the dry sage, then put a little sauce underneath, and then go into every single room in the house. Make sure that windows and doors are closed while you're smudging, and also go into every single room in the house and make sure that you say a little affirmation if you want, little mantra if you want, little prayer to your angels. It depends how you feel, and then at the end just open all the windows, and this is going to be quite beneficial for you to actually do throughout this time, to smudge your home, because you're going to get rid of the negative energy as well in your home, but also at the same time you're going to get rid of the negative energy within you, which I think is going to be really powerful moment in time to do it throughout this time, because it's going to help you to connect so much better. It's going to help you to connect so much more. So therefore, an inspiration through that, it's also going to happen not that long after you do it, my babies. This is all connected, my gorgeous Pisces. Indeed, it's all connected. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Pisces. The Hermit, look at this, my babies. It's so important. You're gonna be so flowing all around the place when it comes to your mind. Pay attention to your dreams. I know I have been saying that a lot lately, but it's important to pay attention to your dreams. But even more important, when I say to pay attention to your dreams, pay attention what is going to be revealed to you every single morning. I said this many times, but I'm going to say it again. This is for the stage in between the 10th and the 26th of April 2020. Just make sure that you understand that this is all going to be quite very much so connected to the Hermit mode. I'm not saying that you're going to be like, oh my God, the Hermit mode. Yeah, I suppose we're locked in, yeah? But no, I maybe I'm not saying that you're going to be like in between 10th and 26th, like Hermit mode, like not wanting to talk to anyone, be completely withdrawn and things like that. But it's about the power. aura. It's about this energy. It's about this sacred knowledge that you're going to have at the same time. This sacred knowledge is going to highlight the problems that you need to work on. This is very important because it's going to be highlighted to you every single morning. Make sure that you remember me, my gorgeous Pisces, that you're having a sacred hermit moment stage. Not just hermit moment, but the sacred hermit moment stage, which means that this stage is going to last from the 10th until the 26th, but it's also going to be providing you with the sacred realizations every single morning. This is either going to come to you in a form of like, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you just open your eyes and you're just like, oh, shall I just go and wash my carpet? Yeah, just go for it. If that was the first thing on your mind, go for it. It's coming from somewhere else. It's coming from somewhere sacred. It's coming from somewhere important. It's sending you on the direction. It's sending you on the path. It's sending you on the journey towards the certain dimension that you wouldn't normally go towards. So you're listening this sacred knowledge, which is also at the same time going to help you to connect. And what happens is like you get all sorts of informations and realizations by doing this without even realizing, but you're kind of sacredly guided indeed. So this is why, and the reason why we actually have this every morning is because we are still part of all sorts of dimensions, all sorts of directions. You know, we basically travel and have astral projections every single night. So the first few minutes that when we wake up, we are parts of all sorts of directions and all sorts of dimensions, which helps us to be so wise and so clever because we are still guided by our spirit guides, guardian angels, and the universe as well. So this is why this is so important. But even more importantly, just do that every single morning. Pay attention to what's on your mind so you're not going to be led astray for sure. But also, it's all about you making an important realization. This is all going to boil down to an important realization when it comes to your quality of life, when it comes to your life, when it comes to the things that you want to do later. Something is just going to make sense. All the bits and pieces are going to fall into place indeed. But most importantly, it's about making an important, mind-blowing decision that is going to help you with the quality of your life. It's going to help you to move on, but it's also going to help you to do these things differently by understanding things differently, by having all these things highlighted through having a hermit mode, but also it's going to help you to act on those stages of your life that are actually bringing you down and restraining you, which means there are like about 2 or 3 things that you're going to need to kind of act on because they slowly came to an end. And this is what the hermit mode is also going to confirm to you as well. Someone in your family, someone very close to you is going to tell you something, an important information, but it's to do with them, and that is going to make you feel so good. Maybe you were worrying about something, so the certain family member is going to confirm to you that you don't need to be worried at all. It's absolutely fine, and that is going to be connected to the certain success, and it's immediately going to put a big smile on your face. And also an important moment, my gorgeous Pisces, is when it comes to some kind of justice. Perhaps you're waiting for some kind of justice. You kind of like have been focusing on some kind of justice to do with you. Maybe you're waiting for some kind of legal progress. Maybe you're waiting for someone to decide something for you. But however, it's going to be brilliant. The balance is coming, which is going to bring you an optimism, and that optimism is also going to be very positive for someone deciding something for you. So most certainly it's going to be rather victorious for you indeed. And at the same time, you will have an absolutely mind-blowing advice. Okay, at the same time, when you hear about the justice, victorious. At the same time, when you hear about the justice, there is an advice, mind-blowing advice that you are going to have. You see this stillness, it's incredible. Something is going to come to you. Something is going to happen while you're meditating, or something is going to happen while you're relaxing. Something is going to happen while you're grounding yourself, perhaps. Something is going to come to you, an idea, which is going to blow your mind. But it's going to be so important, and it's going to come to you. Why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this before? It's important, and you will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, peace and light. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.